Joshua, I read your message. You're right. Jill is different. I don't think I'd realized how different, but since we returned from Drake's spine, I've felt it more and more.
I suppose it's not hard to imagine why.
She doesn't think she belongs anymore.
And that's why we need to remind her, to let her know that we still need her. Now more than ever. That you still need her. But how to do that? When last we were truly close, we were but children.
Of course. Do you remember the time we accompanied Father on his annual tour of the Duchy, and Jill and I broke from the procession to ride up Man's Hill?
To see the snow daisies, I remember. It was the first time Father had allowed us to join him. And when he realized you were missing, he had the entire retinue down to the pot boys combing the countryside.
In the rain. A thunderstorm forced us to take refuge in a grove of oaks before we'd even made it halfway there. It was the Lord Commander who finally found us, and needless to say, he was none too pleased.
Then it seems you and Jill have unfinished business. What do you say?
Man's Hill.
True. Though I suspect it is also much changed. Little in southern Rosaria remains as it was when we were children.
You're saying I should go and scout the area for bandits?
I'm saying we should first go and see if there are actually still any...
This is the place, but...
I'm sorry, Clive.
Has nowhere been spared. What do we do now?
We keep looking. Man's Hill cannot be the only place where snow daisies grow.
Perhaps, but... it's the only place I know of. Knew of.
Then why not ask someone who might know of another?
Someone at the backyard? To the hideaway, then. Quentin, I have a proposal for you.
Do you now? Something tells me you'll be asking more of me than a cask of goat. Go on, then. You'd have me convince the chiefs and chamberlains of the realm that they should simply swallow their pride and do the one thing that has proved impossible for thousands of years. Was there anything else? Perhaps I can fetch you a meat pie as well.
I know it's a lot to ask, but I can think of none better suited to the role.
And you'd have me give up what little I have left to do it. I told you, Clive. The people of Lostwing are my family, and I cannot abandon them. You'll have to find someone else.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So am I.
And why might that be?
What he's asking. How's it any different to what you've done so far? They want you to speak for those who can't speak for themselves. That's what you do best. If it's the vineyard you're worried about, we'll see that the grapes are picked and the tons filled. You know we will.
It's not that.
Then what is it? You said yourself we're family. Don't you trust us?
You know that's not what I'm...
Then what are you saying? That only we are worth saving? Why turn your back on everyone else? You convinced us we could build new lives for ourselves, and if you can do that, who's to say you couldn't convince the entire realm?
I fear that any rejoinder I make might fall somewhat flat by comparison.
So you'll join us? Field Marshal Havel will want to speak with you in person. I can arrange for a party of Cursebreakers to accompany you.
That would be very much... I hear the roads are far from safe these days.
Hopefully not for long. My uncle will want to know that his plan is taking shape. Uncle, I bring good news. The Field Marshal has agreed to your plan.
Ha! Of course he has. I didn't doubt you for a moment, dear boy.
Rutherford is accompanying him back to your manor in Port Isolde as we speak. They will await your return there.
One other?
Lord Havel was concerned that even if he could get the realm's armies to agree to an accord, he might not be a success. He asked if I might have a solution. And I suggested a certain...
One of your co-conspirators.
Master Quinton would probably call me one of his. But yes.
Another outlaw? Just the thing we need to put these rotten politicos in their places. Good thinking, Clive.
I'm glad you approve.
The more the merrier, eh?
Uncle, assuming Havel and Quinton can solve our problem with the armies, you still haven't mentioned how we might manage the grain shortages.
Oh, don't you worry, my boy. The 7 high houses will be seeing to that. They have all agreed to make the most generous of donations. Oh, of course, it did take a little persuasion, but luckily I had some unexpected help.
From who?
Why, you, my boy. Rumor has it that you rescued the Lady Ariane's head steward Rockford from a horde of bloodthirsty bandits.
It was more of a handful.
Well, the old battle-axe was so pleased. She had a shipload of talents delivered to my private docks by the next new moon. And when the other houses saw the parsimonious old crone's purse strings finally loosen, they as good as tripped over themselves in the rush to follow suit.
I'm happy to hear it.
Now, I must be getting back to the manor. Join us there at your earliest convenience, would you?
Of course, Uncle.
And how, pray tell, will we get that grain to the capital if the roads are still overrun with akashic?
You find another bloody road. I only have so many men, and I'm not about to send them headlong into an ether flood. That is, unless you'd have them turn as well.
Well, I'd certainly eat less.
Says the man with a belly bigger than a band of curls. My soldiers actually need their rations. Without any food to keep them going, they'll be dead even before you've sent them on your fool's errand.
If I may, gentlemen, perhaps I might suggest an alternative approach. Though supply routes are indeed disrupted, there is no shortage of ships. Indeed, they bob away in every bay from here to Randalar, awaiting a safe haven. Allow them to make port and fill their bellies full of grain. And once those who crowd the cities are fed, ferry the displaced back to the countryside to work the fallow fields. But I'm sure that you wish to continue your discussion. Forgive the interruption. Two such firm friends as yourselves need no help from the likes of me. Rutherford spoke fondly of the great bond between you.
Us? Friends?
I can't stand the man.
Clive, I'm beginning to question the quality of the company you keep.
And what kind of company were you expecting him to keep? The man's a criminal.
Criminal? How dare you? You are not fit to breathe the same air as this fine, upstanding young gentleman.
Upstanding? He calls himself Sid the Bloody Outlaw.
Once more onto the breach.
Shall we begin again? What we seek here is not to create a new nation, nor to claim the thrones of those that already exist. We wish simply to bring stability to the realm that mankind might weather the current storm. And to do that, we must convince those in power, the generals, the statesmen, the nobles, that our cause... There will be disagreements, yes. And I imagine some resistance, much. If we show them the path, show them that we walk it ourselves. The fate of the world lies in my nephew, but the well-being of her people lies in ours.
Uncle Byron,
Now, with that settled, let's move on to the signing of the Accord. For what great moment in history hasn't been accomplished? Citizens of Valisthea, I present to you that... Well, my boy,
that it is.
this is the role you were born for. Now I ask only that we shall play our parts to the best of our abilities. That you might have the opportunity. The realm needs its Sir Crandall. And there is no better Crandall than you, Clive. I want you to keep this signed accord as proof of our faith in you.
I will. Thank you, Uncle.
What do you think that thing is?
There's something about it. I feel like it's calling to me.
Say what you will. Lady Karen This should tide us over until the new moon.
Oh. What brings you down from the heavens, Sid?
I need your advice. Joshua and I are looking for a place where snow daisies grow.
Snow daisies. Then you'll want somewhere not too hot and not too cold. And where the winds are strong enough to carry the seeds. I reckon Man's Hill would be a good place to... Both have similar climbs and the right elevation.
Right.
Did you learn where we might...
The gardener here mentioned the Royal Meadows.
The fields beyond Northreach. Well, if that's the case, I recalled that she kept the record of our travels, you see. So I asked her if she'd perhaps noted anywhere that snow daisies grew, and she mentioned Eulerfeist.
Whose shores border the meadows. Nazaire might at least have mentioned where in Northreach he'd be testing this recruit.
That.
Who do you think?
I would speak with this Duke about it.
Saw the captain just now. He's wearing his uniform.
Because he handed it. Your town needs you. I need you.
The Duke would have
Do you have a moment, Clark?
What is it?
It's the Duke, unsurprisingly. His Eminence has assumed full control of the garrison and put every able-bodied man to work on the fortifications. The town was left all but unguarded, so Philippe was compelled to form a citizens' watch to fill the void. And though my dear boys have been characteristically willing to assist him in this, they want for bodies. So I was wondering if you would lend them your strength, that the people of Northreach might sleep easier, if only for a few nights.
Of course. Whatever you need.
Thank you, Clive. What would I do without you? Philippe told me he had men stationed at...
Where can I find the mistress of this establishment?
Here, my lady. To whom do I have the pleasure?
My name is Sabine, and it is my displeasure to be the daughter of the Duke of Oriflamme, who I understand is causing you and your town no small amount of trouble. I wish to speak to you about what might be done.
Very well. Let us speak. I trust you'll forgive me, Clive.
Supercilious man, and I join you in objecting to his every action. Indeed, I owe you my thanks for continuing to argue against his reckless plans. Yet I fear he is not one to be swayed by reason. No. He must be made to face the consequences of his actions.
And who would make him do this?
I would. Myself and several other like-minded individuals. Were you to join us, we would surely have the strength to drive him from Northreach for good.
Does that not seem a trifle... drastic?
Drastic action is precisely what is called for. Unless you are content to see your people downtrodden and dispossessed. My father would have it that citizens exist only to serve the Empire. That they should be forced to make every sacrifice to ensure her revival. But he is wrong. It is not the people who must serve the Empire, but the Empire who must serve her people. He's always been like this. Scornful of the opinions of anyone he judged beneath him. But he cannot be allowed to ride roughshod over the common folk any longer. We must fight him. By all possible means.
Fight him? No. My purpose is to quell the tension in Northreach, not to stoke it. Respectfully, my lady. Our only chance of saving this town depends upon every one of us uniting against our common enemy. Your father and his followers included. While I understand your frustrations, I cling to the hope that he may yet be won round.
False hope, I assure you. But I see that your mind is made up. I shall bother you no longer. If you will extend me the same courtesy, I bid you good day.
She certainly has spirit.
Indeed. But unfortunately for us, that spirit is only likely to harden the Duke's resolve, which may be enough to seal the fate of this town. Not that she cares. This is all about her and her father.
Families.
I'm sorry, where were we? Ah, yes. I was about to tell you of Philippe's plans for the town watch, but perhaps it's better that you heard them from him. I believe he's in the market, if you'd be so kind as to seek him out.
Right away.
It's just a pity I cannot join you. I'd like to see the two of you in action together.
town needs you. I need you. But the Duke would have me. Saw the captain just now. Wasn't wearing his uniform.
Because he handed it in.
What does the dame have to say about all this, I wonder?
Surely. So you are content to abandon the... Please, I beseech you. If you are a true son of Northreach, you must fight to defend your home.
That's exactly what I am doing, milady. Or trying to, at least. The land is crawling with fiends, and someone has to keep watch.
Even when our true enemy is hiding in the garrison? Fine. You're not the only able-bodied man in Northreach. Thank you so much for your help.
She cornered you too, then?
Could hardly get a word in edgeways. Like father, like daughter, eh?
She made an uninvited appearance at the Vale, hoping to convince the dame to join her in fomenting rebellion.
I bet that went well. Anyway.
Our mutual friend thought you might welcome some help.
Oh, right as always. In fact, you're just the man. We've had some reports, you see. Sightings of, you know what.
They're back.
Seems that way. All over, too. We haven't been able to confirm anything yet, but if you're willing...
Right.
You know Grieger's Weep? One of the sightings places them somewhere on its shore.
I'm on my way.
Thank you, Clive. I'll look into one of the other sightings. Let's rendezvous back here later.
I'm nervous. Is it all right to be nervous?
Well met, Sid. This is the initiate. Ember, present yourself.
At your service, Master.
Please, just Sid. There are no masters here. Your life is your own.
Oh, of course. I think the sergeant says you'll be evaluating me.
To become a scout, yes. You are aware of the...
I am. But I swore I'd face him. Just like the man who saved my life.
Who would that be?
Gav. It was him who found me and freed me. No magic, no support, just one man and his nose. Came and sniffed me out. It taught me what one man can do if he puts his mind to it. And I've been training ever since, so that one day I can be someone's saviour, just like Gav was mine.
I'm sure he'd be flattered. You clearly have good intentions, Ember. And it sounds like you're under no illusions. Stick to this path and you'll make a fine cursebreaker.
So, what? Have I passed?
You haven't even started yet. Now listen. Not far from here is an Imperial lookout, Eastwatch. The guards there record all and bring it here.
And bring it here, right.
No. Sneaking into a heavily guarded Imperial outpost and stealing the logbook would be quite... You'll need to assess the situation, determine a point of entry, create a distraction and effect, all without being discovered and thrown into an Imperial...
Ember, Gav isn't our best scout because he can do everything. It's essential that you know your limits.
Know my limits, right. I won't let you down.
It shouldn't be as dangerous as I made out. But keep a weather eye on him all the same, would you?
On my way. All right, Ember. Impress me. Damn it. The reports were true. I need to stop them before they get to the town.
Enough! Give me thunder! Clive! Are you all right?
I am. I dispatched the few that I...
Well, there's something, I suppose. But what were they doing south of town? We might be able to fend off an attack from one side or the other.
Do you have eyes in the...
Some. I should probably go... You head back to Northreach. I want you there just in case...
What do you mean?
Her ladyship's been busy working her magic, stirring up ill feeling towards her father. She'll have her marching on the barracks.
What? This is exactly what the Dame was afraid of. I'll do what I can to calm things down. Be careful out there.
Don't worry, I'm not like you. One sniff of those things and I'm running back to town screaming blue murder.
Do you not see, Father? The people of Northreach have given enough, and only a fool would ask for more.
Listen to me, Sabine. Where would our people be without their country, hmm? The Empire is their sword and their shield. It is she that ensures they can live without fear. And now she teeters on the brink. Without their sword, how will the people fight? Without their shield, how will they protect their kin? Can the unarmed stand against the advancing hordes? No. But there is yet hope. A new shield, a new sword. A new empire. We can rebuild Sandbreck, just as Great Grieger wills it.
Perhaps we could, Father. But we don't want to. Not if it is built on the broken backs of the people.
Please, let us not quarrel in the street. You must see that no good will come of this. Our fight is not with each other, but with the threat that draws ever closer to our gates. A threat that your sword has yet to rid us of, Your Eminence.
You will hold your tongue, whore! You may have filled my daughter's head with your heresy, but I will not be corrupted.
Corrupted? Your daughter's opinions are her own, as you would know if you had ever deigned to listen to her. At least I hope they are your opinions, and not posturing born of a family feud. Northreach deserves better than that.
Northreach deserves better than you, Carla. Yes, I know who you are. The slut of Twinside who bedded a Branded.
Jealous, are you? That a woman might choose a bearer over a pious man of Grieger.
Clive! I met a swarm of thralls coming south from Oriflamme. Hundreds of them. Too many to count.
Oh, fuck. No. Work on the fortifications has scarcely begun. We will retreat to Caer Norvent and there make our stand. Did you hear me? That was an order!
While this is but a heartfelt plea, let us make our stand here and protect our homes. Protect those that we love. Together, for Northreach!
You heard the Dame. What are we waiting for? Pikemen to the gates. Archers to the roofs. Quickly, come on!
But she is but a common...
whore, yes. And we'd follow her to the gates of hell. The men have their orders, and they look like following them. I got them spaced out at regular intervals. Whichever direction the thralls strike from, there'll be someone there to meet them.
Thank you, Philippe. Rest assured the people will play their part. The herbalist has donated her stock of medicines to me. Should any of your men be injured, take them to the Vale. We'll see to them there.
Thank you, milady. I will.
I'll play my part too. You still want for numbers. I only hope I can go some way to evening, Philippe. Can I leave the south in your hands?
Of course. I'll lead a party down that way so we don't get... What about you?
I'll make my way up them. I've fought a few of these things. And while I can't promise to hold them all back, I should...
All right.
Thank you.
You can thank us when it's over.
Till then,
So many of them.
not for long.
Get him! Go for it! This way!
It's over.
No. It's only just begun. I wonder how the others fared. Better hurry back to town.
Clive.
And you. The road to Oriflamme is clear. How did you and your men fare?
Well, we ended up fighting for our lives down by the lake. Took a few nicks.
Glad to hear it.
Well, it seems we've survived, I thank you both for answering.
You were right. I had thought that only that without a strong hand they would drift apart. To be borne hither and yon by the eddying, but you, not by force, nor by the exercise, but by simply being one of them. By knowing...
Our purpose was ever the same. You were merely distracted by a loftier vision of empire and glory, while our eyes beheld matters closer to home.
You have the right of it again. As did you, Sabine. His radiance said it himself. Sanbreque, I forgot that.
I'm sorry too. I should never have taken things so far. I only wanted you to understand how the people felt. How I felt. But my anger...
Do not blame yourself, my dear. This was my doing. I should have listened to you. To all...
Your Eminence, your ladyship. I do not doubt that you came here with the best of intentions, but I believe the same could be said of us all. We all want safety, security, prosperity, not just for Northreach, but for the entire realm. And we may yet achieve it, if only we work together. Will you join us in this?
Yes. We shall.
Thank you, Your Eminence. Now that that is settled, I must go and see to the wounded. The Vale's doors are always open to any soldier in need of relief. And today there are more than ever before.
Madame Isabel is a rare soul indeed. In these dark times, I see that it is not men like me who should lead the realm.
You're right.
Forgive me for saying so, milady, but you still do. The dame said it herself. We can turn things around. We just have to work together, and that goes for you. You're one of us.
One of you.
Well said, Captain. Let this be a new beginning.
Well, since there's nothing more to be, I should see if Isabel needs any help moving.
Can we get you anything?
How goes the treatment of the wounded? I'd be happy to man one end of a stretcher if it would. Don't mention it.
Oh, but I must. After all you've done for this town.
Tell me, if Northreach had fallen, what would you have done? But I sense you would rather have died here. For you, madame, I have all the time in the world.
Very well. Long ago, I had a life in the crystalline. I was Carla then, courtesan to the nobility. So sought after was I that it was only they who could afford my time. Alas, those halcyon days were not. For naive as I was, I fell in love with a bearer. He was my master's guard. The gentlest. After they discovered us together, he was whipped bloody and forbidden from ever looking at me again. And so we fled. Not that we had anywhere to flee to. We wandered, aimless and starving, half dreading until we found ourselves here, in Northreach. It was the Vale that took us in, that fed us, clothed us, those that could be healed at least. My love was already too far gone.
He passed away.
He did. Not long after we arrived, but at least we were able to share a few moments of peace before the end. It was the greatest gift I have ever received. But the generosity of this town and her people did not end there. The men and women of the Vale supported me through my grief, shared in it, though I was still a stranger to them. They treated me like a sister. And so I swore that I would always do the same. That I would return the kindness that Northreach showed me. That I would repay my debt.
Thank you, Isabel, for sharing this with...
You're a lot like him, you know. Perhaps that is why I have such a soft spot for you. Never stop fighting, Clive. And I shan't either. I know that it will not be easy to keep Northreach together. But the people, the soldiers, all united in defense of this town that we have come to call on. And what of you? Can we count on your support?
Always.
This the last one?
Just a little further.
There's no need to worry any longer.
Good girl. Run like the wind. The meadows are vast. Where do we even start?
Yote mentioned the coastline. We can start there.
What do you see, boy? Let's hope this is the last one.
Only one way to find out.
That was harder than I expected. But found her. She'll love them.
It appears my work is done. The rest, as they say, is up to you. Well, you and the skies. We wouldn't want another thunderstorm now, would we?
Jill, there's something I'd like to show you.
There is? And where might this something be?
It's, not here. Now, I know this is sudden, but how would you fancy a trip to Oriflamme?
There are so many. This is what you wanted to show me. I don't know what to say.
You don't need to say anything. We've been worried about you. Do you remember when I took you to Man's Hill? Or...
You saw me crying and thought a change of scenery might lift my spirits. In the end, it earned me a nasty cough and a stern scolding from your mother. But I felt wonderful nonetheless.
I'm sorry. I had no idea what I was getting us both into. But I couldn't bear to see you like that.
Before we left, my chambermaid told me she'd overheard your mother talking about my marriage prospects with some of the noblewomen at court. They were debating whether it would be more profitable to marry me off to one of the high houses instead of saving me for the... No one thought to ask me what I was nothing to them. A pawn at best.
I didn't know.
But I wasn't alone. You were there. Your hand in mine as we ran for those oaks. And I knew then, no matter what happened, I would be all right. I'll never forget that feeling. Before we broke camp, the morning after the storm, do you know what I did?
No? What?
I slipped away from my governess to climb the tor. And from there I saw a sea of petals, all reaching for the sun. And I realized that no matter how terrible the night, dawn would always come. That you would always come for me. And you have. Again and again.
Where do you see us? When all this is over?
I don't know. Not here, though. I think I've outgrown the twins. After everything we've been through, the realm just seems so small. I'll need some space to spread my wings.
Then that's what you'll have. And I'll stop at nothing to see that you do.
I never was much good at garlands, but it'll have to do.
I'll treasure it forever.
Thank you, Clive. For this, the flowers, for everything. It's exactly what I needed. You are my treasure. We should probably be getting back. I expect the others are wondering where we are.
You're right. There's still much to do.
And we'll do it together.
Let's go. Thanks, Gal. Good girl. Run like the wind. These are clean kills. Perhaps young Ender really is right. Or maybe not. Damn it.
Ember, draw your sword! Then run!
If you want him, you'll have to go through me. on. Of course. Back to...
I didn't expect you back so soon. Where is Ember? How did he fare?
I thought I'd find him with you. He must have fled. I followed him to Eastwatch, where I found him being set upon by a wild Avis. He was just standing there. Didn't even draw his sword. I had to step in and take care of things. But by the time I had, he was nowhere to be seen. I assumed he'd...
I knew the boy had a nervous streak, but he seemed like...
The right man for the job? I believe this is the logbook you tasked me with retrieving.
Eh? How did you... Don't you tell me you breached the tower while Sid was busy saving your skin.
What? Wasn't that what you asked me to do? To bring the thing back without getting caught?
He has you there, Nazaire. And he did it all on his own.
But Sid, he
did what he thought was best. And now I have to decide whether I agree.
Of course. We'll await your evaluation back at the hideaway. Don't you leave my...
Yes, Sergeant.
This won't be an easy decision.
You should have seen him. The thing didn't stand a chance.
Yeah. Welcome back, Sid.
Welcome back, Sid.
Yes. Welcome. Truth be told, it was me who suggested roping you in to help with the trial. But from what I hear, things didn't go quite...
No. Ember lost his nerve in the face of a beast of prey. But he didn't lose heart. He pressed on, and he achieved.
Indeed it is. Thank you for your... The fact remains, however, that Ember will not always have a battle-hardened warrior on hand to pluck. All I have gleaned from this trial is that without someone watching his back, Ember is little more than a liability.
Wait, Sergeant. Ember still has much to learn, and this time he was found wanting. But I'd say he's due a second chance, nonetheless. After all, he did do it.
With a bit of hard work, any hand can be made to hold a blade, and any mind can conquer its fears. But a scout's nose is different. And by sniffing out that log, young Ember ears wouldn't do to waste it.
Fine.
I'll do what... I'll spend my days and nights in the pit if I... I'll show you.
Daft as a brush, that one. But his heart's in it. Just like someone else we know. And if you ask me, we've been leaving that time the curse breakers took some of the weight off his shoulders.
It couldn't hurt.
Just don't tell Gav I said so, will you? I won't have him think... Next thing you know... Chance would be a fine thing.
Forgive me, Sid. This did not play out.
Things really, but that's why we need men like Ember more than ever. Men who can make the best out of a bad situation. Remember that.
I will, Sid.
You all right?
Something troubling you?
It's just... His baby will be coming soon, and
I'm sure she'd like that.
Back in the north, families would always make gifts when a bairn was on the way. Yeah, let the little tykes know they were welcome in their new homes.
So?
Well, the problem is that Ed is due any day now, and I don't know if I'll...
Is there anything I can do to help? All right, then. What
a good luck charm. But not just any good luck charm.
Not just any?
No. One made from the feather. There's naught luckier in all the realm, or so we used to say back home. Thing is, they're hard to come by. Had Otto and Karen check with their suppliers, but nothing. I'd try and track one down myself, only...
Only the big day is fast approaching. And that's all you need? A feather?
That, or the bird whose horse it's attached to, aye. I was gonna start by asking around with traveling...
Well, there's no shortage of those passing through Martha's. I think I might make that my first port of call. I'll let you know if I find anything.
You're a good friend, Clive. I won't forget this.
Let's go.
This be Nickelberg.
These people aren't turned. And the village seems safe enough at least. What is going on? Ah, heed the call. No, I came here looking for someone. To be honest, I wasn't sure I'd find him here. Let alone all of you.
Is that so?
What are you doing here? Is this where you live?
It is my home. The others... They heeded the call.
You keep saying that.
They came here to perform the rite, just as King Barnabas instructed. This village is their altar, where they shall cast their souls upon the gentle waters and give themselves to the Lord.
Give themselves?
Oh, Lord, cleanse us of our sins.
Let us be reborn in your loving arms. Free us from the torment.
They want to be... Forgive me. But did another foreigner, like me, come here? He was probably wearing a cowl.
You mean the traveler from Storm? Yes. He's staying at my house.
Thank you.
They seek the same salvation Barnabas did. At least the third chair still lives. Let's go and find him.
Excuse me. Are you with the Undying?
I am. And so it would appear, are you? Lord Rosfield, if I am not...
That's right. And you must be the third chair.
I am.
Cyril was worried for your safety.
Then I must apologize. I did not mean to trouble the bearer of the burning quill. Much less...
He said that you had failed to report. Is there a reason for that?
I came here to study the followers of this new faith. But the more I learned of them, you have seen them at their They devote themselves to the veneration of their Lord, praying night and day that they might be rid of their wicked wills, and not that they might be granted respite from their worldly woes. Serve him with... I, too, swore to devote my life to the service of my Lord and Master, but this... And so I would see it through to the end. See these people safe, that they might achieve their dream, that they might do their duty to their Lord. Even if it should keep me from doing my duty to...
You do understand what...
I do, my lord. They would cast aside their wills and become a Kashik. I know, forgive me, my lord. But I must remain here. If you are to return to Master Cyril... Did you hear that, my lord?
I'll go and find out what. Beneath the flood. Oh no. There must be something I can do. Echoes as well. Found her.
Ready, brother?
Ready.
Go!
What now? We meet again. I've killed your kind before. Damn it! Don't you die. Come on, speak to me.
I had to save them, that they might have a chance to find true salvation by devoting themselves to the service of their Lord, just as I did when the Undying plucked me from the gutter and gave me a cause to believe in. A duty to serve was everything to me, and I would not deny them that fulfillment, even if they must become a Kashik in order to achieve it. Forgive me, my Lord Marquis. I did not mean to trouble you with this. My findings Could you deliver them to Master Cyril for me?
Of course. Your duty will be done.
Look, my lord. They are saved.
They are safe. I should get this report to Cyril.
My Lord Marquis. Welcome. I'm glad to see...
I met with your third chair, Cyril. He bade me...
Thank you, my lord. He remained in Ash?
He died protecting the villagers from an echo. I buried him in Mickleburg. I'm sorry that I couldn't...
If you could not say...
The villagers, they prayed to their god that they might be unburdened of the... Then an ether flood came. Your brother sacrificed himself that they might live, even knowing that that life...
Then he perished defending liberty. For the right to choose how one dies is no less sacred.
Sid would agree.
A noble ambition. To die for one's cause is the most It matters not how misguided others might judge one's decision, only that the decision is one's own. We live according to the teachings of our order. We believe in them, we protect them. And yes, for better or worse.
But he didn't die for your creed. He died to save them. And you still believe that what he did was right.
I believe that he believed it was. We of the Undying are not slaves, but willing servants. And this was his will, the ultimate expression of it.
All right. I'd like to know this man's name, Cyril. To know the names of all the Undying who've fallen in the line of duty. They died serving my house. It's only right that I remember them. That is my duty.
Of course. I shall fetch the Book of Martyrs at once. My lord, it has been, and shall ever be, the greatest honor of my life to serve House Rosfield. Though our duties may differ, yours is no less important. I pray with all my heart for your success. And were they here, I have no doubt
Doris is waiting for me near Balmung Dock. The longer she's out in the open, the more likely she is to be found by a Kashik. I need to hurry.
All yours, Toro!
There were no guards, I take it.
None manning the gates, no. It's a different story inside, though. The corridors are crawling with Akashic. If Chadwick was being held here...
Don't give up hope just yet. But let me check the ground floor.
Then I'll search the upper level. Good luck, Sid. Stay safe.
Just how bad are the floods inside the walls? Bad enough to turn a bearer. I hope. Locked up tight. So this place was no ordinary, and I doubt they'll have taken the creature with them.
No sign of any bearers yet. I hope you have better luck downstairs.
Have care.
We're not alone.
Quiet.
We're not alone. Very well.
Minimal loss of Waluda lives. And what happens when they run out of bearers? Even the Imperials take better care. They were feeding bearers to it. Nothing but a Akashic down here. Hopefully things are looking better upstairs. I should go and see how Doris is getting on. No lock downstairs. But I did find out that this place was...
I know. I've been reading some of these documents. Bearers die every day in service of their master. Pitting bearers against a wild beast armed with nothing but their wits? And not just those who could fight, but those who wouldn't or couldn't were...
I'm afraid it means they were fed to the monster.
Then we're too late.
Don't say that. Did you find anything else?
A key. But it doesn't fit any of the locks on this floor.
Perhaps it will fit one of the doors downstairs. Finish up here, then come and find me when you're ready.
All right. I'll be there in a moment.
Let's see what we can find down here. Survivor. She sounds close.
Who are you?
There's no need to be afraid. Are you alone? Are there any other survivors?
Some of the guards. They're still
everyone else.
Thank the
It was worth our coming. But I'd rather we...
Ready when you are. You poor thing. What?
He fought the monster. He must have sent you. He promised to free the other. Where is he? He opened your...
Chadwick.
Was that...
We have to get out.
Doris.
All right. You put that bearer-eating
It's out there waiting for me. I can't let it live. Not if it's got a taste for bearers.
Sid, are you hurt?
I'm fine. I think.
Oh, no.
What is it?
A diary. I gave it to Chadwick before we went our separate ways. He was here. Do you think that creature?
I'm sure he fought bravely to the last. The girl is safe thanks to him.
Chadwick. You fool.
Come on. We have to get her back to the hideaway. We don't want his sacrifice to have been in vain.
No. Of course not. I'll see that she's looked after from now on. It's the least I can do.
From what I hear, you've barely left the girl's side in days.
She is. Slowly but surely. She's far tougher than she looks. I thank the flames we found her.
I know. I'm sorry we weren't able to...
There's no need to apologize. Without your help, I would never... How he fought to the bitter end. That's the man I remember.
I wish I could have met him. I'd like to hear more about your past. If you don't mind, that is.
Of course. You already met my former master. She trained Chadwick and I to do two things. Kill and obey. We were supposed to be sold to the highest bidder when the time came. But no bid was ever high enough to convince her to part with us. For years, we were her daggers in the shadows. But we could never quite shake our doubts about the things she made us do. So we escaped. But staying together was out of the question. They would have found us too. After so many years of training, the pull to serve was always strong. It scared me to think he might have taken another master,
But even in captivity, the battles and he died not as someone's tool.
Hyde Marie is proof of that. Bearers can cast off their shadow, and the Cursebreakers will show them how. I'll fight until my dying breath to see it done. For Chadwick, and for all of us.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be counting on you.
All this time, my heart has wandered hither and thither in search of the perfect companion. When all along he was here, standing right beside me.
How can I help you, Clive? What I truly like. But teach her medicine. Take care.
Ah, I wasn't expecting you back so... All yours. Come again. I may have more for you.
much for you, eh, Torgal? The entire village looks abandoned. Now, which house would a bookworm live in? His interests were certainly varied. This is it. But if what it says is true, I need to get this back to the hideaway.
Leaving so soon, stranger? We've been watching you. From a distance.
Subtle. I know who you...
Then we need not waste time on introductions. Hand me the book. Leave it in our care and return to your life.
Your care?
That is not my decision to make, but by one means or another, its contents shall be removed.
Then I'll have to politely... I won't let you erase our history.
Then we find ourselves at an impasse. Very well. The book can just as easily be pried from your dead hand.
Let's see, shall we?
Impressive. But we have other means. We shall
Why do you want it so bad?
It lays out in no uncertain terms the vanity and... It tells the shameful history of the persecution and oppression of a gifted few. Would you say that this interpretation was correct?
I don't know.
You don't? Your sword may be sharp, but your wits are dull. So let me answer for you. There is no correct in that a series of events took place may be proved beyond a doubt. But there can be no... It is a question of numbers. If enough people believe that a set of events occurred for a reason...
So you're trying to control the truth?
We are trying to protect people from themselves, from knowledge that would bring them naught but pain. That is all. You may keep the book. The world is small. We shall meet until then.
Wait. Damn it. Let's get this back to Vivian. Vivian, I found it.
You found it. Thank you, Clive. Even though I asked this of you, I was not entirely sure it would be possible. I feared the executors had seized every copy.
I met with one of these executors, and I convinced him to let me keep it. He told me something. That the truth is just a matter of collective belief. And that if enough people believe a lie, that lie becomes the truth.
It does. But it also means that the truth is not immutable. That it can be changed. Provided that those who wish to change it can convince enough people that their perspective is the correct one. As the sad history of the bearers proves.
You said that the book inspired you to become a scholar.
It did. Or its author, rather. She was a heretic, you see. A firebrand and a dissenter. A gallows stood ready for her in every corner of the realm. And by shunning society, or perhaps being shunned by it, she stumbled upon a truth so potent that an entire realm trembled at the prospect of its utterance. I, too, have always felt somehow set apart from the world of men. A stranger to my own species. She taught me that my solitude was not a curse, but a gift. And that, though my journey to the truth might be a lonely one, what I found at my destination would be more than worth the cost.
Do you still feel that way? That you're not one of us?
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure anymore. Since coming to the hideaway, I find my thinking somewhat clouded. Perhaps the result of studying mankind from a rather closer perspective than I had intended. But the more I study, the more I find value in this perspective. In looking not from the outside, but from within. So if you'll permit me, I'd like to continue my work here. Remember, Clive, when enough people believe, belief begets truth. Give the men and women of this benighted world the gift of truth. Make them believe in you, as I do.
I'll try, Vivian. I'll try. You mean the Iron Kingdom?
Still alive, are you? Go on, then. You're rubbing me blind, you know. Finished, are you?
It's usually me making demands of Hippocrates. Lawsman Hippocrates.
Ah, yes. I expect you're one.
You spoke of making amends with Dion. but I can't...
Then I should begin by telling you that I was once his... This was some years ago, of course, before I joined Sid in his hideaway. At that time, I was counted among the foremost scholars of Oriflamme to supervise the young prince's... all to ensure that the future emperor had a firm grounding in, well, everything an emperor should. History, religion, commerce, government. Alas, our time together was cut short when Dion left to join the Dragoons. His studies, I had not expected to meet with him again, least of all here.
Have you spoken with him?
No, I have. His Highness always seems so preoccupied, especially when alone. I would not wish to disturb his ruminations with, not when I know he dwells upon the evil Ultima had him commit in the Dominion.
The guilt weighs heavily on him, but as you say, that was Ultima's doing.
When I first met him, it was not guilt, but his people, and I did nothing to ease that burden. He bore it alone. It is one of my greatest regrets, that I only ever offered what he truly needed. The blame for Dion's transgressions lies not only on his shoulders.
I see. I'm ready to help you in any way.
Then I beg that you bring me a wild wyvern tail. Apothecaries across the ages agree that even to glimpse such a flower, fabulists and fraudsters all, of course, but there is oft a seed of truth to be found.
Well, it can't hurt to... Where can I find this flower?
You have seen cultivated wyvern tails before, I trust. The lily-white blossoms from whose roots the... Well, those which grow in the wild differ only in their purple hue. The harsher there is a waterfall in Rickmal's roost across the strait. Whether they still survive there, I know not. But try as I might...
It's all right. I'll find you a...
Thank you, Clive.
Ready, girl? Run like the wind. Good girl. Fly, Ambrosia. I can walk from here. This must be the orphanage. Hopefully the registry is still here. It's locked. I should look around some more before I start breaking down doors. Disposed of. Conditioning. This is nothing. Sounds like a suicide note. Did the director go through with his plan? There's only one way to find out. Forked white tree. This must be the place. Could he? There's something hidden among the roots. This must be the register. So many names, this place. But where is the architect of all this misery? Where is it in time, I suppose? This place is cursed. I'm done here. Let's get the registry back to Herman.
I hear that you traveled. Did you by any chance recall?
I did.
If the bear... The director was a brutal man. He got no worse than he deserved.
The registry was all I found beneath the tree. There was no sign of a body. Or any record of what happened to the children after the orphanage closed.
I pray that at least some of them survive. All their names are here. My friends. My light in those dark times. I can still remember their faces. Children who were taken from their bunks in the morning. No explanation.
They'd be happy to know that you survived.
But why did I make it out alive? When so...
It's not your fault. And blaming yourself won't bring them back. See that their names live on. That way at least.
I'm going to write a book. An account of the horrors of Badbach. And all of Valisthea will know of our suffering. And in the name of those I lost, I will not let it happen again.
Neither will I.
These records would have been buried for all eternity.
Let's hope one of the merchants here has what Gav needs. Excuse me. I'm looking for something.
Oh, well, then I'm your man.
A silver chocobo feather.
Oh, or maybe not. Though you're not the first to mention that there was a man stopped by the rest not long ago claiming he was attacked by a silver chocobo near some gutted hovel not far. Most took him for a braggart and a liar, but...
We'll see.
What are you after? Much obliged. Fare thee well. How do? Fare thee well.
I've got greens of all shapes and sizes.
How do, traveller? You've the look of a man who could do with a new whetstone.
I'm looking for a silver chocobo feather.
If that's the case, rumours are all... No one has seen a silver chocobo for years. Word is they were all hunted for their feathers. Some northern nonsense about bringing good luck. Didn't bring them much, nor their bows. If any are still out there, I reckon they'll be doing their damnedest not to be discovered.
You're probably right. Thank you anyway.
Just because the heavens have gone to Rackaroon, it don't mean we have to. Now, let's get this store set.
I'll build a barricade so sturdy, even a bandit could.
Whoever's idea it was to take those bearers away to Eastport...
Look, Daddy. Shining so brightly. Isn't it pretty?
We've got a few rooms going spare now. You want a bed for the night? Speak to Martha. Oh, this guy can... right off.
It doesn't still hurt, does it?
Oh, 1,000 Akashic jars couldn't hurt me. I'm a son of the area, after all. Survivor. Can I help you with something?
You wouldn't happen to sell silver chocobo feathers, would you?
But if it's fancies you're after, I said...
Was a silver chocobo seen there?
Oh, yes. If you...
It wouldn't be the first time. A silver chocobo sighted in the hills near Rhiannon Tride. It sounds almost too good to be true. But since I'm already here... Let's go. Run like the wind.
Can hardly make out a blooming thing.
Bandits for a change. Thanks, Gal. More tracks. And these look... The Chocobo was here. And I don't hear anything. Well, I'll be damned. It's all right. I'm not going to hurt you. Just borrowing a feather for my friend. Thank you. Let's get this back to Gav before they check.
It was no trouble at all.
Clive, you're back. How'd you get on?
Any luckies?
Crystals crack. Where in there?
It's a long story.
Right there on the road to East.
Everything up there's been about the empty cabin made for the perfect shelter. Though I fear my presence may have forced the poor creatures to...
Don't blame yourself, Clive. The Blight's right on Eastpool's door. Still find a new home. After all, that's what us and did. Anyway, what matters is, you managed to nick us one of their quills before they... And now all that's left is...
I didn't know you could carve.
Reckon there's a lot you don't know. Like the fact I'm as good with a whittling knife as I am with a sword. And that bone Ember gave me's a dream to work with.
But it weren't your Avis, Sid. I slew one of my own at...
So all those long nights in the pit finally bore fruit. I'm proud of you, Ember.
Don't speak too soon, right?
There we go. What do you think?
I think if you ever hang up your scouting cap, you'll...
Oh, will I? I should go and see if Ed is a...
Give it my best.
You can give it to yourself.
Help you today, Clive. You earned this. Come again. I may have more for you.
Ah, me lords.
How are you feeling?
Well. Is...
Wrong? No, nothing like that.
Go on. Did you make...
We did. Aye. It's from all of us here at the hut. It's a good luck charm. We may come up north when a bairn's on the... I mean a baby. To let him... Oh, I hope...
I thank you.
If there's anything you need, just let us know.
I will.
Fancy a swift off.
I could be convinced. Don't you think you've had enough?
Oh, we're celebrating. I'm gonna be a father.
I think Edda might have something to say about that.
You know what I mean. Bit of light in these dark times. Wasn't long after me 10th name day. My mum told us she was with child again. I was over the fucking moon. I was looking forward to having a little one to lord it over, what with me being the runt of the litter. Thought I'd finally have a chance to prove to the world that I could be a big brother. Imperials came the day she went into labour. Had myself a baby sister. And then I didn't. Me whole family gone in a blink, while I hid in the cellar like the spineless little arsehole I was. Great brother I turned out to be. I'll never be a leader. And I'll never be a hero. I'm just a daft little dog who comes running when his master calls. I'll never be like you, or Sid, or Jill, or even Torgal.
Have you finished?
Maybe.
Do you know why you're our best scout? Because you don't need anyone to hold your hand. Without your resourcefulness, your courage, your determination, I don't know where we'd be. Maybe hanging off a cliff like,
That was only the once.
Exactly. You learned from it. And here you are after founder knows how many missions, stronger for everyone. And let's not forget Rosalith. Who was it who freed me from the dungeon? Who was it who ran to Jill's rescue?
That would be me.
Because you're our brother, Gav. My brother.
Your brother.
Which means that when the time comes,
I get your room. And your sword. I may have had one too many.
you may have had 10 too many.
I said I was thirsty. Better get back to work anyway. after I walk this off. Clive?
What is it?
Thanks for, you know.
I know.
Do you think they'll come back?
Of course.
Come on. Seems this place has been flooded twice over. Purple flowers blooming next to a waterfall. Shouldn't be too hard to find. Here they are. Might as well pick enough for a bunch, I suppose. Oarsman.
You did?
I think I... You wanted to make Dion a gift of one, did you not?
Oh,
It's no trouble.
Good morrow to you, my friend. Thank you again, Clive. Go safely.
It's him, I tell you.
Highness, would you do me the honor of accompanying me?
No. It is time.
No, our lawsman has something he'd like to give you.
Master Harpocrates? No. Not after everything I have done. I have taken countless innocent lives. All because I was weak. I have sworn to atone for my crimes or die in the attempt. But were I to meet with him again, and see in his eyes what I have become, I fear that my resolve might falter.
Then that is all the more reason to do it. Test your resolve. Prove to yourself, and to him, how strong it truly is.
I must, at the very least, offer him my gratitude. Very well, then.
Follow me.
Even now, I hesitate to approach him. What must he think of me?
You'd be surprised.
Master Harpocrates, pray, accept my apologies for leaving your tutelage before my studies were complete. Your lessons opened my mind to a world quite unlike the one I had imagined from within the gilded confines of the palace. And I shall be forever grateful for the efforts you made to enlighten me.
Lift up your head, Your Highness. The deeds of youth require no apology. That you took the time to visit me says much about the man you have become. Now, there is something I would like to show you.
Is that a wyvern tail? The color is unfamiliar to me.
Because it is unique to those found in the wild. Something in the harsh environments in which they grow lends them this striking hue. Their roots are indistinguishable from those of their hothouse cousins, but once they bloom, the difference is immediately apparent. In this flower, I see you, Your Highness. Its roots were the roots of a wyvern tail, with all that implies. But they do not define it, just as yours do not define you. I want you to have it, that it might remind you of this truth.
Master Harpocrates, I would ask of you a service. Keep your gift until I have fulfilled my duty to the realm, for only then shall I be deserving of it.
As you wish, Your Highness. I shall await your return.
Our roots do not define us. No wonder my stepmother didn't like him. for reuniting me with memories I had thought long lost. I shall not forget this.
Thank you, Clive. Were it not for you, I fear not to mention the wyvern tales.
I hope the soul in the hideaway is...
Why, these flowers bloomed in the bleak, black wastes of Waloed.
What's this?
A stolas quill, or more precisely, it is said that an owl's feathers are steeped in the wishes it hears over its long life. So consider this my wish for you, that one day you may put down your...
Well, and that day, thank you, Harpocrates. It shall have pride of place in my chamber.